everyone, this is Bev from Art by Bedell, back at you again with another page in our Sunflower Dragonfly journal. Today is a dragonfly page. I am creating this page here on a piece of scrapbook paper. It was a 12 by 12 piece and I cut it in half, so I just have the it'd be a 6-inch square here that we're actually using for the page. So I was in Hobby Lobby the other day and I found these burlap leaves and I thought they would be awesome in this journal alongside the dragonfly, and I'm very happy I picked a package of them up because I just love them. Anyhow, these leaves have wire in them, and so what I did was I just pulled this wire right off like that, and I'm using 2 per page here, and then I will set those aside. And then I decided that I didn't like this quite as stiff as it was, so I took it and I just kind of crumpled it all up and tried to soften it a little bit and yet keep a little bit of the stiffness, and it worked perfectly. I felt I was very happy with the way this looks instead of the stiffness of this. There's a little difference there. So I'll crumple both of them up here while I'm at it. And we're using the dragonfly from, oh, I can never remember the name. I have to look it up. Rose Pixel Studio. It's not that hard of a name. And they're on Etsy, and they have these beautiful dragonflies that I feel go absolutely marvelous with our journal. So here's our page. Let's recreate it. I'm using the bottom half of this paper, so here's what our paper looked like before I cut it in half. Was just this 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. So I used the top half. Now I'm going to use the bottom half. To start this, I have taken and inked up around the edge with my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. I did the front, both sides actually. And then on the inside of this, I added a layer of gesso because we have some, well, the barcode down here and the company that made this paper, which was Creative Imaginations. And so I want to cover that up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 3-in-1 Woodies from Stabilo, and I'm going to use the yellow and the blue. Let me see if they actually say what the color is. They do not. They have a number on them, which is 880, 425 for the blue and 205 for the yellow. So I'm just going to take and I'm just going to scribble some color right on my page here, just randomly, and get it on. And we actually probably don't have to do the center of the page because these watercolor woodies are not going to hide that. Actually, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing just to leave it and not worry about trying to hide it. But I don't know. Everything within me says you got to cover that up. So we're going to cover that up. So now I have my color on there, and of course they're water reactive, and I'm going to take some water and my finger and I'm just going to blend these colors out just like this. So we're going to get some green, and that's okay with me. And because I put the gesso on here, these will blend nicely. Now, if I wouldn't have put the gesso on here, as you can see up here at the top, we're getting a little different effect than what we have at the top over here, and that's because I missed this with the gesso. But anyhow, our colors would have, they would have kind of just melted into the paper and not given us a very good color, so I wanted to add some gesso to it. So, it looks like I've added plenty of color. And if you desire, you could use a paintbrush to do this. You could use acrylic paint so that you didn't have to worry about it being water reactive. You can use whatever you have on hand to get some color to your page. It never has to be exactly what we're using to show you, to demonstrate to you. I just want to show you how I did my page. So there we have some nice color on there. I'm very happy with that. And while it's still wet, it's not too wet, I don't think, I want to take my line stamp and my ink, and I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to put some lines on here. And what is going to happen is those lines are going to bleed out a little, and I really like that effect, especially like on a vintage, a grungy style journal. So there we go. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. All right, it's all dry. I want to add my 2 pieces of paper that I'm going to add across the bottom of this to cover up the barcode and the advertising over here. And I'm using just scraps of my digital that I have to put on there. So I will apply that with my art glitter glue and put it right over top of that barcode on this side. And on the other side, I'm going to put it right over across the Creative Imaginations. Just like that. Now, my next step is, the reason why I did my inside first is because I'm going to stitch these leaves on, and I'm going to stitch them on this side, and I wanted to make sure that I had the watercolor and the lines up here. And then I'm going to put these on here like this, and I'll take it to my sewing machine, and I'll stitch that on, and then I'll be back. My leaves are stitched securely on, and I want to mention also that one of the reasons why I'm using scrapbook paper is because it's a little bit sturdier, and the leaves kind of are, they're not like a real heavy element, but they're a little bit more substantial than just something that has paper. But anyhow, they shouldn't come off now. Let's shorten up these threads a little bit here. I love texture. And so when I find something different to add for texture, I just get so excited. And when I see these, I'm like, oh my goodness, those are absolutely perfect. Now I have some burlap. I could have cut out leaves, but did I think of that? No, I didn't think of that. I just seen these and I'm like, okay, they're done. Let's take them. On the front is where I'm going to add my dragonfly. And I have pre-inked everything up for this. I have some blue paper, cardstock, and some gold that I'm using throughout the journal. And like I said, I've inked up around the edge. And so now I just want to take some glue and glue them down. This really is not anything hard, but I feel it gives a really dramatic effect to your journal. And you know what? Easy pages, there's nothing wrong with easy pages. Sometimes I think, oh, you've got to be really involved, you know, in order to make a wow statement in your journal. But it's not true. You can make some wow statements without being too involved. That's for sure. So here we go. We've got those glued down. And then on top of that is going to be my dragonfly. But I want to put underneath him some, this is cheesecloth. I think on my other one I used, what did I use? A piece of lace. So you could, you know, substitute for whatever you have that was going to work. I also have some of this eyelash yarn, and I'm just going to put it kind of around because I want to be able to see it sticking out from the dragonfly, and that'll do it. So this is the dragonfly out of that kit that I decided to use on that page. I'm going to give it a good amount of glue on the back because it needs to be pressed down firmly in order to go through the eyelash lace and the cheesecloth to get to the cardstock where we want it to stick. So I'll put that in through here like this. The tail is going to stick real easy. There we go. And you could put something heavy on this in order to make it be squished down in there so that it'll hold. I am really, really liking just the way that all goes together there. The texture is just, I think, for this page, kind of over the top, and I just absolutely love it. So, thank you, Hobby Lobby, for the beautiful leaves. All right, let's go to the inside of this, and now I want to, on this side, add a sunflower, and it's like a cutout cardstock type sunflower. Again, I found it at Hobby Lobby the other day. I have one of the quotes from my kit and some string that I want to put underneath my sunflower. This is just, I don't know actually where it came from, but I have a roll of it. Okay, so I'll put some of that here with my string, and then I'll put the sunflower on top, making sure I get all these little edges here. Push that down, and then I have inked up the edge of my quote that I have. And I'll just slip this right here, and that completes the inside of our page. Now the back side, I think I'm going to leave it plain. What did I do on the back side here? Well, actually, I'm going to put down a piece of gold cardstock, and then I have some dragonfly stickers. I'll put it on this side because I want that to show, that little scrolly back black thing. I have my botanist sticker book here, and let's see if we can find a dragonfly. All right, we found this dragonfly. I put him right there, and I accidentally ripped off his tail, so I'll put that back together too. There, none's the wiser. Okay, there we go. Project for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out the unusual elements that you might want to add to your journal, and let's see what you come up with. Thanks for watching. You have a great day. We shall see you again soon. Bye now.